This is Ben Carper. I am a candidate for South Carolina State Senate District 6. That is the district that is currently, the seat currently occupied by Dwight Loftus, who will be retiring. Now, I'm running as a conservative Republican. Today, I observed the State Senate Judiciary Committee. This is April the 4th of 2024. And in the committee meeting, they were discussing the energy bill, parts of the energy bill that was passed by the State House a couple of weeks ago. The lobby for the solar power industry was there. And it was interesting to listen to some of the lobbyists and then some representatives from both Duke Power and Dominion Power and some of the things that they were talking about. The matter that continued to come up was the matter of solar farms and storage facilities. And this was promoted by the solar power lobby. There were two bills that were in question here. One was 5118 and the other was Bill 909. Dominion Power Company, they were there to sell the South Carolina citizens on solar power. Now, I did appreciate the fact that some of the senators that were chairing this Judiciary Committee did push back and ask a number of questions that I thought was vital. One question concerning the citizens in his district down in the Midlands that were on a fixed income, and how are they going to be able to pay this increase? Solar power is more expensive than power that is generated by coal or by natural gas. And he questioned, how do my people on fixed incomes and shut-ins and elderly people in my district pay their power bill? The response was, well, there are government subsidies that those elderly people can get. Now, to me, that's not an answer. What do you do if the subsidy, the federal subsidy, goes away? Then I wrote this note down. I heard this. This was both from Duke Dominion Power, and the comment was made that they wanted to retire coal-fired power plants. And the question was asked, why? And then another question was asked by one of the senators, and I appreciate this: what do you replace them with? If you retire the coal-fired power plants generating electricity with coal, what do you replace that with? Well, the solar lobby was pushing for this retirement of coal-fired power plants. By doing that, they then make the way for their solar products that they're selling. So we remove coal from the equation. Now we've got a vacuum concerning the production of reliable power, and that has to be replaced with something. So obviously there'll be more natural gas-fired power plants, but that also leaves room for the solar lobby to sell their product, and their product is solar power. Now, the question was asked concerning these solar farms, and you see them just like I do driving up and down. In fact, in Senate District 6, the district I'm running in, right near Furman University, is a large solar farm. You look out across the field and it's nothing but solar panels, and that's what they call a solar farm. There's no solar farm, as I understood it, in the United States of America that produces more than 75 megawatts of power, and that is at peak production, produces no more than 75 megawatts of power. Then the question was asked, well, what about the hazardous waste? These solar panels don't last forever. And what about at the end of the life of the solar panel? What about the hazardous waste from that? And when that question was asked, the lobbyist from the solar power industry said, well, we don't know. We have not gotten there yet. That's a bridge that we've not had to cross. So we don't know. We don't have an answer for you. It's interesting to me that we cut down acres and acres and acres of trees to put in acres and acres and acres of solar panels. There is no time in the life cycle of a tree from the time it is an acorn until the time the tree is harvested and its lumber is cut up to build houses, furniture, hardwood floors, and other things, and another tree is planted. There is no time in the life cycle of a tree when a tree could ever be considered to be hazardous. From the time it's an acorn until its limbs are chipped up into mulch, and the mulch is spread on the ground and turned into the dirt to decay and to grow grass. There's no time that a tree is ever considered hazardous. And yet we're cutting down trees, which are non-hazardous, and putting in plastic solar panels with chemicals in them which are hazardous. Another thing that I observed in this committee meeting today, the cost of renewable energy has doubled since 2020. So the cost of a megawatt of power generated from a windmill or solar panel in 2020, the cost of that has doubled from 2020 until 2024. I heard this statement today in the Senate Judiciary Committee meeting, and I wrote it down. One of the men said, "We want to retire coal to the extent possible." We want to retire coal to the extent possible. So their cards are on the table. And by retiring coal, and then there's a movement afoot now that's a part of UN Agenda 2030 and 2040 to retire natural gas-fired power plants, and to force all of us into so-called quote-unquote green energy. The only thing green about green energy is the green money men will make and the green industry will make selling green energy to us. And one other thing that I heard in the meeting today was the Biden administration, the Biden EPA, is pushing to close all coal-fired power plants. Now, I'm running for state senate in District 6, and I'm asking for your vote. And if you vote for me, I will go there as a conservative constitutional voice. I will push back against these lobbyists that are trying to restrict the citizenry. If we lose cheap and abundant electricity, then our lives become more restricted. It's like the electric car. They put us all in electric cars. We have to charge them up. What happens when the grid goes down? Nobody can charge the car. You can't go to work. That is anti-Americanism, and that is anti the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness that I read about in the Constitution. And if elected and I become your senator in State Senate District 6, I pledge to you that I will continue doing what I'm doing right now. I will keep you updated with these blogs day by day by day, and let my constituents in District 6 and the citizens in District 6 in Greenville County know exactly what's going on in the state Senate. This is Ben Carper. I ask for your vote in the Republican primary, June the 11th. God bless you. Until next time.